My favorite children's book growing up was the Frog and Toad series by Arnold Lobel. I loved following the adventures of Silly Frog and Serious Toad on all their escapades, and it was the first book that I read all by myself, which really made me feel accomplished as a reader. When I was a kid, I loved telling stories, and my grandpa loved listening to those stories. So we'd make books together. This is how we did it. We'd take a bunch of pieces of paper, fold them in half, crease them, and then staple along the edge, and I'd have a book. I'd draw the pictures, and then I'd tell my grandpa the words that I wanted to write for the story. When I was a little bit older, I made my own books and wrote my own words. I still have one of them. This is called Lost and Then Found by Santa. And it's a story of me getting lost in the woods on Christmas Eve and Santa bringing me home. It's fictional, but these stories gave me the first taste of what it would be like to be a children's author. And that's what inspired me. Dream Big Little Scientists is meant to be a cozy celebration of science. Each of the kids in the book loves a different kind of science, and their room is decorated to show that. For example, one child loves astronomy, and her room is decorated with posters of planets and constellations and famous astronomers. Another child loves botany, and his room is decorated with plants and flowers and posters of trees and famous botanists. When you read the book, I'm hoping that it will introduce you to different kinds of science and then get you excited to dig deeper and learn more about the science that you love. I chose to write about science because when my 3 kids were little, they loved learning about science. We'd go to the library and they'd come home with stacks of books about animals and their habitats, or the stars and planets, or the ocean. And now that they're nearly grown, they're all studying to be different kinds of scientists. So I wanted to inspire kids who are reading the book to spark a passion for science, just like my kids had when they were little. And I included the 11 branches of science that I did because I wanted to show a wide variety of topics, because everybody likes something different. Some kids like dinosaurs, so that's why I put paleontology in the book. Others like animals and caring for the planet, so that's why ecology's in there. I'm hoping with all of those different kinds of science that you'll see that science is for everyone, and everyone can love science. That is a tough question to answer because I find all of the scientists in the book so inspirational and fascinating. When my editor and I were deciding which scientists to include in the book, we wanted to make sure that we picked people from a wide variety of backgrounds, men and women, people of different races and places in the country and abilities, so that people could see that there's no limit to who can become a scientist. Now, that being said, I think if I could meet one of the scientists, I would want to meet Wangari Maathai because we share a similar interest, trees. When Wangari Maathai was a little girl in Kenya, she learned to cherish the trees of her homeland. But when she grew up, a lot of those trees were cut down to make room for buildings and farmland. And Wangari saw how this was hurting the land. So she started the Greenbelt movement, and she encouraged women all over Kenya to start planting trees. And to date, the movement that she started, the Greenbelt movement, has planted over 1 million trees in Africa. Now that's truly inspiring. To all you readers out there, I hope that Dream Big Little Scientists inspires you to be curious, ask questions, and keep your eyes open wide to observe and learn, just like a scientist.